This is Monir, and welcome to Pishi Store. In this video, I want to show you how to create deep research social posts.
So this innate-time workflow not only can produce a limited amount of social media content that is deep researched by leveraging Perplexity's newest deep research model. And the best part about it is that there is a human in the loop element where you as the user or as the manager can approve or disapprove the content before it gets pushed on further into the workflow. So starting from the beginning, we have a scheduled trigger, which will fire every day at 7 in the morning. It's going to research the topic using Perplexity's API connection. Now it's going to pass that content to the writing agent to create that social media post. And now it's waiting for us for approval. And now it's waiting for our approval. We can open that email. And here's our content. We can hit respond. And it's going to ask us, do you approve this? If not, let's add changes. Let's say that we don't want item 5. We can say no. Remove item 5. Let's hit submit. And notice that it's passed the request to the revision agent. And now it's ready for us to check again. So if we go inside our inbox, here's our another email. And we have item 5 removed. And let's say that we're happy with this content. We can hit respond and hit approve. And if we hit submit, that's going to be passed on to the next workflow. And eventually we're going to get an email saying, hey, it's completed. If we go inside our Google Drive, this is our content. So this is exactly how the entire process works. Now let's start from the beginning and look at each individual nodes to see how everything was set up. So on the schedule trigger, we are making this extremely simple. Every day at 7 a.m., we're going to fire this trigger. Inside the HTTP request, we will use post as the method. For the URL, you can reference this URL directly from Perplexity's API documentation. You're going to toggle send headers, and you will add authorization, and we're going to add in our API key. And you can grab the API key simply by going into your Perplexity's account and go down to API key. And there's your API key. Now, back inside NA10, scroll all the way down. You will toggle send body, and you would use JSON as the body type. And in the JSON expression field, you will paste in this exact prompt that I have here. Or you can use or you can reference Perplexity's API documentation where you can go to the curl command and simply copy this exact prompt, okay? And there are 2 placeholders in here. And the only thing you need to change is down here where it says users, and you would change this to a command so you can tell Perplexity deep research model what to do. So in this case, we are telling the Perplexity API that, hey, you are a professional researcher that can analyze the input and research the web to provide insightful data, okay? And then here, down here, it says, find me 5 new affiliate programs that we can start promoting. Basically, it's researching the web for content. The next node is pretty self-explanatory. We are using ChatGPT 4.0 to write the content. We're saying, hey, I want you to analyze the content from the previous node. Here's the content, and here's the citation. We will simply we will map the previous node's content and drag that right in here. And another thing I have added is a list of words that I don't want the writing agent to use so that the content doesn't sound like AI. So here's so here is the list of words. And if you want access to that, be sure to check the link in the description. Now, once you hit test, it's going to create this nice piece of social media post threads that's short, to the point, and its main job is to entice engagement. Now, before we publish it live, we have to check it because AI isn't perfect and we need to double check it, disapprove anything that needs to be disapproved, change things that needs to be changed, and then we can publish it. Here in the set node, let's open that up. Let's hit test so we can get an output so we can have some data to work with. Next is our Gmail vetting node. Let's open that up. Let's talk about how this is set up. And to set this up, all you gotta do is hit the plus sign and go to human in the loop and select the Gmail. So once the revised content has been written, it's going to be passed to this set node. Now, notice that this set node is both connected to the previous writing agent as well as the revision agent. So how does it know which one to grab, which one to feed into the human in the loop process? This is extremely simple. Once the revised content has been written, it's going to add the content to the set node, and it's going to override the previous node. And then it's going to pass that content to the approval process. So what this is basically doing is feeding the workflow the latest revised content if you choose to add further changes. Now, in order to test this without any interruptions or issues, one thing I have noticed after spending a couple hours setting this up is that you do not want to test each one of the node individually. It's the same thing when you are testing the batch split node, where if you click on each individual nodes to test, it's not going to work. The flow will be interrupted. And the only way to test this is to pin the data so you don't burn up your API credits and hit test workflow. Okay? This test workflow right here, not the individual tests. Assuming you already have your Gmail account set up, for the resource, you will select message. For the operation, you will select send and wait for response. What this would do is anytime when the workflow gets to the Gmail vetting process, it's not going to continue until you go check your email to either approve or disapprove. And here you will enter your email address, subject, just put anything that's recognizable on your inbox. And here in the message, all we are saying is, here's the content. Please take a look. And down here is where we will set up the response type. So where it says response type, click on the drop-down menu. You have three options: approval, free text, and custom form. In my personal experience, custom form gives me the most flexibility. And meanwhile, I can constrain the response that the user can input, so it does not confuse the workflow. Free text is where you will type in anything you want, but you need a classifier so that AI can understand what you are asking it to do. Basically, you need to add a classifier so that it can analyze the text, the feedback you sent to the AI to decide whether to approve or disapprove the content. And up here, it says approval. That's the easiest one. It is either yes or no, but it does not give you the option to add in any feedback or changes. So what I like is using custom form. And down here where it says form elements, this is the prompt that will show up underneath the content inside your email asking, hey, do you approve this or do you not approve this? So the first one is, hey, do you approve this? And we are adding a drop-down list. We can say yes. If it's yes, it's going to just move on. If no, it's going to allow you to add changes. And this is where we will toggle required field. If you say no, you have to add changes. And here we can say change request. We can use text as the element type. And placeholder is we will add in our change request. And we're going to just hit test. And now we're going to receive a brand new email Let's open that up. Scroll all the way down. Let's open that up. Scroll all the way down. Let's say that we don't want item 5, and we can hit respond. And we say, we do not approve this and we want some changes. And we can say, remove item 5. And if we hit submit, it's going to go through the revise agent to create that piece of content. And as soon as that revised content is ready, it's going to go inside the set node and it's going to pass that revised content into our approval process again. So if we go inside our inbox, there is our revised content, and we can open that up and notice item 5 has been removed. And we can further refine this content until we get a version that we like. Let's make a change again. Let's hit respond. And now let's say we want to remove item 4. We remove item 4. Then hit submit. It's going to hit the revised agent again. And now it's going to send us another email asking, hey, do you approve this? And there's our email. Let's open that up. As you can see, item 4 has been removed. Now let's say that we are happy with this version. We can hit respond. And we say, yes, we approve this. If we hit submit, it's going to move on to the next stage, which is to add the content into our Google Docs. Another way to make the approval process more engaging is to use the Telegram app. So you can disapprove or approve the content right inside your app on your phone and talk to it like a person. So to set this up, all you have to do is hit add, go to Human in the Loop, and go to Telegram. And this window will appear. Now let me show you how to set this up because we already have one set up right here. So let's open up our Telegram node. So everything here is pretty much the same as the Gmail vetting process. The only difference is that we're using a chatbot inside the Telegram. So all you need is your chat ID, which we have another video going over exactly how to set up the chat ID inside the Telegram because it's not that straightforward. So right here, basically, we are saying exactly the same thing as our Gmail vetting process. The difference is that this prompt, either approve or disapprove, will show up on the message. So if we hit test workflow, we're going to get a message saying, hey, here's your content. And on the bottom where it says respond, this is where you can click on it. It's going to open up a window and it's going to take you to this page where you can approve or disapprove. If we disapprove, we can say, hey, remove item 3. If we hit submit, we're going to get another chat
saying, hey, we have removed one of the items, which is this one right here. And we can say, okay, we approve this. Open up the window again and select approve. If we hit submit, it's going to move on to the
next step. And this is exactly how easy it is to create unlimited amount of social media content using Perplexity's deep research model daily, and also adding in human elements where you can disapprove or approve content so that you make sure that the AI does not publish any weird content on the internet.
Thank you for choosing us to watch. All the information you need is included in the footnotes. Feel free to contact us anytime. See you soon.